Hello everyone, back tuning into the third Summer 2021 update. So here we go again, it's time to bring you yet another summer update, and I shall get on it for you very shortly. Just to say that coming later on today, we're going to have GavsWeatherVids Sunny Roundup. That'll be around or just after lunch, and we'll be live streaming after 6 o'clock. We'll live stream some summer data from the Beijing Climate Centre. How does that sound, everyone? How does that sound? Hope it sounds okay. But kicking it all off is the third Summer 2020 update, so I shall get on that for you imminently. Just to say, it's going to be quite a long video, as well as with long range stuff. So if you can't watch it on the go, you will be able to watch it on demand at the channel at GavsWeatherVids on YouTube. It will also be placed on the Summer Updates page at GavsWeatherVids.com. There will not be a written summary that goes with it, though. No written summaries with these Summer Updates, because we're winding down the website. Now, from like the 1st of May, we will not be embedding any more fresh videos to the website either. So YouTube really is a place to go to watch the videos from now onwards, please, everybody. So if you aren't subscribed to the channel, you watch it at GavsWeatherVids.com. If you aren't subscribed to the channel, please can you sub? You'll need to set up a Google/YouTube account, of course. But please can you sub, and thank you so much, everybody, for doing that. There's a playlist that has that's for Summer 2020 updates. So this video will be added to that playlist. You can find that on the GavsWeatherVids YouTube homepage, and it's going to be very easy to be able to watch these videos on demand on YouTube. I want to say thank you so much to Richard and also to Shryan for all of their work on this update. Around 48 hours ago, I had no idea what I was going to be doing for this summer update. I was actually thinking I was going to have to pull the plug on it and not do a summer update this week. But Rich and Shryan have pulled it out of the bag for me big time this week. So thank you so much to Richard, and also thank you so much to Shryan Bruin as well. Thanks so much to Richard also for the GIF, the summer updates GIF, everybody down to the beach. I wonder whether we will all be going to the beach this summer, I wonder. Right, so first thing, let's get on video then. The first thing I'm going to start off with is going to be the central in temperature and some outside of the box analogues from Richard Traut. So you know how Richard always loves to go outside the box in the winter updates, but Richard has done a little bit of an outside the box presentation for us for the summer updates as well. So we're looking at the central temperature for this. Let's have a look. This CT page at GavsWeatherVids.com. You also find a CT page on our Discord. You can also find the CT index, I should say, in a channel on our Discord. So seeing as this will eventually be disappearing when GavsWeatherVids.com goes offline, of course. So CT is the longest and oldest temperature record anywhere on Earth. The index goes all the way back to 1659. It is the oldest and most reliable temperature record, but of course the further back you go, the more unreliable it becomes. Right, so let's come down through the years and the decades and the centuries all the way down to last winter. We want 2020. 2021. So here we go. 2020 has a December CT of 5.0. Sorry, I'm getting that mixed up with 2019, aren't I? So let's do that again, shall we? Pretend that didn't happen. December 2020 has a CT of 5.0. Just there. January 2021 has a CT of 3.1, and February 2021 has a CT of 5.1. So 5.0, 3.1, 5.1. So the combination that we're looking at is 5 for January. No, it's not. Let's get rid of that again. I told you, Rich, didn't I, that I was going to have problems. Let's do that again. So the combination that we're looking at is going to be, I told Rich I'm going to do my best to do this for him, but you know what Gav's like. So the combination of this is December at 5, right, that's right. January, that's right, isn't it, Rich? January at 3. That's right, or in the threes. February at 5 again. Right, that's a combination. 5, 3, 5. Now, Richard has been looking back through the CT to try and find when that combination happened for December, January, February. And what he's discovered is that it's actually an exceedingly rare combination, 5-3-5, 5-3-5. Very, very rare. We do see one year where it comes off quite well. So the year where it comes off, but we can't show reanalysis for it, but the year where it does come off is 1746, 1740, where are we? 1746, 1747. There we are, look at this. So we've got December at 5.3, we've got January at 3.3, and we've got February at 5.8. We do pull off that combination there, and actually it's followed by quite a warm summer. We can't show a reanalysis of this, but we have May at 12.2 for CT, June at 14.7, not too bad. July 16.9, that's not too bad. And a hot August 18.3. So yeah, that sort of 5-3-5 December, January, February combination is eventually followed by a hot August in 1847. However, we can't go that far back with reanalysis. Now, another time where this happened is 1848 and 1849. So let's try and find that year, shall we? Here it is, 1848, 1849. We have December 1848 at 5.6. January 1849 at 3.9, only just in the threes. That's the only problem with this one. And we've also got February at 5.7. So, but that does do the 5-3-5 combination with that particular year. That one is followed by a very poor summer, though, I have to say. So here we go. We've got March just there, mild March, April quite cold, May quite warm, June bit on the cool side, and then July, August, and indeed September just looking really, really poor, really cool for that summer. And the other closest year that Richard's been able to find, but it's not absolutely perfect by any means, is 1979, 1980 this year. Or these years just here. So we have December 1979 at 5.8. We have January 1980 at 2.3. So that's quite a lot colder though than the January just gone. And February at 5.7. So that's a close-ish sort of match as well with that one. Anyway, so that's how the data, that's how like the CT looks. Let's have a look at the data. So we've got two summers to focus on: 1849 and 1980. So this is how June 1849 is looking, following that specific combination for December, January, February of CT 535. June looks very, very poor. Low pressure over and to the east of the country, combined with the Mid-Atlantic ridge going up to Greenland. Winds in from the north. Aside from the CT, quite cool in June 1849, and it's also pretty wet as well, I think, with a deep trough of low pressure dominating. July 1849 is also pretty grim, with a deep trough of low pressure over top of the UK and Western Europe again. Is combined with some northern blocking, so quite a cool wet signal for July in 1849. And August rounds it all off, looking pretty grim, below average heights again through northern Western Europe. This time it's combined with northern blocking as well, so we've got northern blocking getting involved in this, and we're bringing in winds from an east or northeasterly direction. So a cool and wet signal for August, following that winter CT combination for December, January, February. Summer 1849, you'll not be surprised to know, is very unsettled summer, with below average heights over northern and Western Europe, along with northern blocking as well. We bring the winds in from a cool, very chilly, probably northerly direction, and under that trough of low pressure will be very unsettled as well. Let's have a look at 1980 as the other year that's pretty close to this year in terms of the wind CT. So this is how June 1980 is looking again, with below average heights over the UK and Western Europe again. It is combined with some higher pressure to the north and to the northwest, so quite a cool and wet signal for June 1980. July 1980 also looks pretty grim, doesn't it, with below average heights over and not just the UK, but many parts of Central Western Europe. It is again combined with a little bit of northern blocking too, so quite a cool and wet signal for July of 1980. Little bit better for August in 1980, with some higher heights, some higher pressure to the southwest, lower pressure being pushed out into the Atlantic. So just a little bit less cool and wet with the signal for 1980, for August 1980, maybe a slightly drier and warmer month. But overall, quite a poor summer. This is how the reanalysis looks for the summer of 1980 that Richard sent through with his outside of the box presentation. Again, deep low pressure centered over the UK and much of Western Europe, and it is combined with northern blocking as well. Thank you so much to Rich for the outside of the box presentation for the third summer 2020 update. Well, I'm going to pause the video there. You get yourself a cup of tea and some nibbles. When we come back, we're going to discuss the Arctic oscillation, winter to summer. So you get yourself some nibbles, stretch your legs, and I shall see you in 2 seconds. Okay, we're back and we're ready to resume the third summer 2021 update from GavsWeatherVids. If you enjoyed the video so far, please smash your like button. Let us know in the comments what you think. Make sure to subscribe to our channel. We're on the grind to 11k subscribers. So in the first part of the video, we discussed Richard's outside of the box presentation. So thank you so much, Richard, for that. Now we're going to move on to the Arctic oscillation. So this is the AO page from NERV. This has all been sorted out by Shrine, so thank you so much to Shrine Brewing for sorting this out for me. So here we go then. The Arctic oscillation. Remember, this is an index that's reflecting the atmospheric state. It does not drive anything in its own terms. It just tells us what the atmosphere is doing. Well, when you've got a negative AO, you've got blocking. Now we had a negative AO for all when blocking is sort of high pressure over the Arctic, and that's really pushing cold air out of Poland into the batteries. So we can see from the AO that it had all 3 winter months with a negative Arctic oscillation. December 2020 had an AO index number of minus 1.736. January 2021 was very negative at minus 2.484. And February 2021 was also negative, despite going milder and more westerly right at the end. It was overall a negative AO month again, with an AO index number of minus 1.191. This actually places winter of 2020-21 within the top 20 most negative AO winters on record. Bear in mind the records only go back to 1950, but it is, it did have quite a considerably negative AO. And so very simply for this part of the summer update, we're going to be looking at summers that follow the top 20 most negative AO winters. And here we go. We begin with the summer of 1968. Number 20, we've got 1967, 1968. This is the summer of 1968 with above average heights to our north and below average heights to our south. Very easterly summer and quite a thundery summer as well. I'm going to try and rattle through these as quick as I can. Number 19, we've got 2004. This one is an unsettled summer, but also a very warm summer, especially late on. Really, really warm and humid August. Quite a hot August, actually, with remains of lots of storms and hurricanes. Number 18, we've got 1953. So the 18th most negative AO winter was 1952, 1953. The summer of 1953 itself is very cool and wet with low pressure in off the Atlantic. That's a pretty grim summer to say the least. Number 17, we've got 1996. This is quite a nice summer. Following winter 95-96. It's quite a nice summer with higher pressure to our west, lower pressure to our north. Has regular spells of hot weather and thunderstorms, but also prolonged periods of cooler, wetter weather. It's just a very, very mixed and mixer of my kind of summer, really. I have fond memories of the summer of 1996. And number 16, we've got 2013. This is a hot summer. Well, very hot in July anyway, with high pressure to our north-northeast. Has an 18 Celsius CET July. We bring in those winds from the east. It does turn cooler after a hot beginning in August. And June 2013 is quite cool as well. But it does have a classic hot July. Number 15, following the 15th most negative AO winter, which was 64-65, we've got the summer of 1965, which is absolutely atrocious, one of the worst summers going, with deep low pressure across northern and western Europe. Most of the summers in the 1960s were bad, and that's a classic example of them. Moving on to number 14, we've got summer of 1978, following the teaser winter of 77-78. So this one has higher pressure to our north and northwest, lower pressure to our south-southeast, winds in from a cool northeasterly direction. Quite a cool and miserable summer in 1978, following the teaser winter. And the 14th most negative AO winter of 77-78. Number 13, we've got 1956 with a deep trough of low pressure. That is probably joint worst summer of the 20th century combined with 1912. You do not, if you want to warm something, you do not want to repeat of 1956, which was absolutely terrible summer. And as I say, probably combined with 1912, the joint worst of the 20th century. At number 12, we've got 1985. This one's not much better, really, with, again, deep low pressure over top of the UK and West Europe. That's a very cool and wet summer again, especially so later on, actually, I think, in 1985. Number 11, we've got 1979. So winter of 78-79 was the 11th most negative AO winter. The summer of 1979, again, low pressure is in from the Atlantic, high pressure out into the mid-Atlantic, jet stream and wind flow lined up northwest, southeast. Quite a cool and unsettled summer in 1979. 2001 is at number 10. This one is a rather westerly type summer with low pressure to our north and winds in from a westerly direction. It's quite a warm summer, but it is regularly quite unsettled too. Right, we're top 10 now. Number 9, we've got 1966, following winter of 1966. This is a wet, cool summer again with low pressure across much of northern and western Europe. At number 8, we've got 1960 with a trough of low pressure parked over UK. That is another very unsettled summer. At number 7, we've got 2021. Look at that. Questions to answer for the summer of 2021. But the winter of 2020-21 was actually the 7th most negative AO winter. At number 6, we've got 1986. So this one is an unsettled summer as well, with low pressure over Western Europe combined with high pressure to the north. The thing with this summer is that it does have a nice June, but then it goes rapidly down here. It has a very wet and cold August. At number 5, we're at 1970. This one again with higher pressure towards Scandinavia and in the middle of the North Atlantic, lower pressure towards Spain. Winds in from an easy direction. That is a warm summer, especially early on. Quite a hot June. Then again, it does deteriorate a little bit later. At number 4, we've got 1963. So following the daddy of cold winters, and by the way, the daddy of cold winter 62-63 was the 4th most negative AO winter. Back to 1950, remember, so it's a relatively short time period. The summer of 1963 looks grim, doesn't it? Following that, following the daddy of cold winters, we have a very poor, cool and wet summer. At number 3, we've got 1969. This is one of the best summers of the 1960s. It's not saying much because the 1960s are notorious for cold winters and absolutely terrible summers. But this is probably the best of a bad bunch. Quite a warm summer in 1969 at number 3. At number 2, we've got 1977. So the second most negative AO winter was 76-77. That's a little bit of a teaser winter as well in some respects. This one with higher pressure to the northwest, lower pressure to the south. Winds in from the east. It's a rather cool and wet summer. It does bring to an end the 2 hot summers of 75-76 very rapidly. So can you guess which year is at number 1? Here it is. It's 2010. So the most negative AO winter on record was 2009-2010. The summer of 2010 looks like this, with above average heights in North Atlantic going up towards Greenland, higher pressure towards our northeast, a trough through here. The thing with this summer, and a few of these have done this actually, it's quite dry and warm and pretty hot at the start of the summer. It has a hot June. If anybody remembers GWV Festival from 2010, that was very hot and dry Glasgow Festival. It goes rapidly downhill from around the second week of July onwards, culminating in a cold and wet August, or a cool and wet August in 2010. Right, let's put all of that together then. So this is how all Junes combined are looking, following the top 20 most negative AO winters back to 1950. And a good signal for June. Look at that, high pressure around Scandinavia, winds in from the east direction. A warm and dry June is probably favoured. Low pressure to our south, good friend, thunderstorms, but generally quite a decent warm, dry signal for June. But look what happens into July. An absolute collapse of the summer takes place with all Julys combined, following the top 20 most negative AO winters. With deep low pressure across northern and western Europe, a cool and wet July is therefore favoured, and it gets even worse into August because we place a trough right over top of the UK. Look at that, about as bad as it gets, with northern blocking combined. So it looks like the blocking from the winter sort of eases off, perhaps through the spring into the start of the summer, and then starts to come back as the summer progresses. That could be what we're picking up on here, following these top 20 most negative AO winters. So after a dry and warmer signal for June, it's downhill all the way for July and August. Overall, the summers themselves, so all summers combined are looking, following the top 20 most negative AO winters. They're atrocious, with no other word for it, with low pressure over the UK and most parts of Western Europe. Bear in mind, we do get a reasonably nice signal for June, but after that it's downhill all the way. So it really is a case of make the most of June if you like warm, dry summer weather. Right, so we'll pause the video again, and we're going to be back in around 2 seconds, and we'll bring you our final set of analogues for this third sort of eclectic mix with this summer 2020 update. We can do a little bit of pattern matching. You get yourself a cup of tea. I'll see you in around 2 seconds. Okay, we're back and we're ready to resume the third and final summer 2020. What's that? What's Gav doing? That's what you're all wondering, isn't it? I haven't been very giddy up to that point, have I? But I thought we were at the last part of this video, so I thought I'd want to do a little bit of giddy Gav for you. So we're back and we're ready to resume the third and final. No, it's not the final. What am I talking about? Well, it's like the third and final part of the third summer update, I suppose. I don't know what I'm saying, really. So, going to do some pattern matching now. Again, this has all been sorted out by Shryan. Thank you so much to Shryan for sorting this out. So, again, winter to summer, this is how the 500 millibar geopotential height anomaly looks for what are we talking about? For winter 2020, 2021. So you see it did have northern blocking with a status out through the AO, did have extensive northern blocking within northern latitudes, trough of low pressures underneath the blocking as it usually is across Western Europe. The thing that stops this being a very cold winter is that the trough of low pressure is not quite far in the south for this to be a very cold winter. If this trough, you see where the trough is centred, more or less over top of the UK and Ireland, just there. If this trough had been centred, let's say around Biscay to Spain, through here, then the northern blocking would have pulled in very cold east winds through the whole of Western Europe. As it is, the trough low pressure is just not quite far in the south, and so we only bring those cold winds into the far north of the country. Very, very close to a really cold winter, that, and very much in line with sort of teaser winter ideas. But I haven't better say too much about that, because I get myself into a bit of trouble in some places about the whole teaser winter thing. But you will hear more about teaser winter when we get through to our winter updates from September. Right, so let's pick out some pattern matches then. So this is what Shryan's picked out for us. This is the winter of 1837, 1838. Please let me know in the comments which winters you think are the closest matches to this winter. So that's 2020-21. That is 1837, 1838. I can see it, but the difference is, again, in placement of the trough. This is a signal for a colder winter because the trough low pressure is further south. See the difference? Trough low pressure is over Biscay, so much more of an easterly coming in to the UK. But nevertheless, it's quite a close match. So please let me know in the comments which years you think are the closest matches. Also, we've got this one, 1841, 1842. So again, that's 2020, 2021. That is 1841, 1842. The next match is 1847, 1848. This one is very good, I think. I like this one a lot. So, again, that's 2020, 2021. This is 1847, 1848. Look at the placement of the block versus the trough. Again, I like that one a lot, 1847, 1848. 1938, 1939. Look at this one. This is a teaser winter. 38, 39 is very much a teaser winter before a very cold winter in 1929, 1940. That is 2020, 2021. That one is 1928, 1939. I can see the similarity. Not perfect. You never find perfect match when it comes to pattern matching because every year is unique and unto itself. You know, it has its own unique combination. So we're looking for the closest matches we can find. I can see a similarity there, albeit it's not one of the best matches, I don't think, but there is a bit of a similarity in that teaser winter. 1959, 1960, again, pretty close, I think, with that one. Maybe not quite as extensive with the northern blocking signal and centered a little bit more towards Canada. But the trough of low pressure is right. That's, you know, that's more or less over top of the UK and extends out into the Atlantic. So that one's pretty good as well, I think. And also 1969, 1970. Again, this is a rather colder signal. The blocking is there, but the difference with this one is the trough of low pressure is much more to our east and south, allowing the winds again to be in from a northeasterly direction. That's a rather colder signal. But again, there is a similarity. And then 76, 77. What do you think about this one? Yes, again, I can see the similarity between 76, 77 and 2020, 2021. Very much so. With the trough low pressure again, not really allowing for a very cold winter, but does have a cold December, and 76, 77 is a little bit of a teaser wind. So again, that's 2020, 2021. That is 76, 77. And the last match that Shrine found for us is 2012, 2013. Again, you can see it, can't you? You can see similarity, particularly in terms of non-blocking. Again, the difference is that trough of low pressure more to our east and southeast, allowing more of a northerly, northeasterly type influence, and that means that it's a colder signal overall, or at least it gets colder air down into the south more consistently. Actually, in terms of the CETs for those two winters, 2020, 21 and 2012, 2013, they're not greatly different. Actually, they're both quite close to the 81 to 2010 average. But the real difference is that the trough of low pressure is further south and east. It allows cold air to get into the south, and there's a lot more in way of snow for lowland southern England, especially in January 2013. Right, so that's it, pattern matches. Please let me know, everybody, which you think are the closest matches to this winter. Right, let's have a look at the summers then, and then we're done for this update. So this is how the summer of 1838 is looking. So low pressure to our north and east, higher pressure to our west and northwest. Winds tend to be in from more of a northerly, northeasterly direction. Quite a cool and unsettled signal for the summer of 1838. Our next summer is 1842. This is better. This has higher pressure over the country. It does extend northwards a little bit, so it could be rather cool this sort of summer, I suppose. But again, you know, it's not bad. At least it's a drier signal for the summer of 1842. 1848 is an atrocious summer with deep low pressure again over northern and western Europe in combination with northern blocking. It's a very, very bad summer in 1848. 1939 looks like that with higher pressure again to our north, lower pressure to our south. So this one is a rather mixed summer. It does have some warmish weather at times, but overall it's quite an unsettled summer. There is northern blocking involved in that summer, and it's just a forgettable sort of summer really in 1939. The only thing that summer is memorable for is like the beginning of the Second World War. And then the summer of 1960, we saw it in earlier analogues. Summer of 1960, very unsettled, low pressure across the UK and Western Europe. A cool, wet summer for 1960. 1970 is better. We've seen this one in earlier analogues too. This has higher pressure to our northeast, winds in from the east. Has a hot June, and then it does go downhill a little bit later on. 1977 brings to an end. Of course, seen this one earlier as well. 1977 brings to an end the two hot summers of 75, 76. This is a cooler, wetter summer in 77. And then 2013, which we have also seen as well. This one has blocking to our north. What's the colours change there? I quite like that colour. I think we'll stick with that. Has blocking to our north and east, and winds in from the east. Has a hot July, quite a cool June, and after a hot start to August, it does go cooler and more unsettled later. Right, let's put all of that together then. This is how all Junes combined are looking following our winter 2020-21 pattern matches. So not bad for the Junes. Actually, I think better change that to a deeper blue. Not bad for the Junes with higher pressure to our north, winds probably in from the east. So the Junes with our pattern matches not looking too bad at all. Goes downhill with the Julys. Really, this is in line with what we saw with the AO data. I think for the all Julys combined following the winter pattern matches, it goes cool and wet. For all August combined following the winter pattern matches, maybe a little bit better actually for these August. Higher pressure to the northeast, lower pressure to the south, winds in from more of an easterly direction. Could be a thundery and quite hot signal for those August, interestingly. And all summers combined following the winter pattern matches. Higher pressure to the northwest, lower pressure to the south, winds tend to be in from the east. Obviously, July is the coolest and most unsettled month. Not too bad, but I don't think, for June. And August could be unsettled, but could also be really quite warm with those easy winds bringing hot temperatures and maybe thunder. If now everything's down to just look at the years after 1950, lastly, so this is how all summers combine following a winter pattern matches post 1950. Again, same signal for June, but a little bit stronger. Very anti-cyclonic to our east. Winds tend to be in from the east. That's probably mainly down to the fact that this includes 1970, which was a hot, very hot and anti-cyclonic June. July, again, same signal, higher pressure out to the west, lower pressure is to the east. Winds tend to be a little bit from a northerly direction in those all July combined post 1950. All August combined post 1950, again, same signal, lower pressure to the south, higher pressure to the north. Winds probably in from the east, which can be a hot direction in August and could be thundery, especially so for southern areas. And then lastly, all summers combined following our winter pattern matches. Again, higher pressure to the north and northwest, lower pressure to the south. Could indicate a bit of a thundery type summer, and particularly so when we get through to August. And we are done for the third Summer 2020 update. I hope you enjoyed the update, everybody. Please smash the like button if you have. Let us know in the comments what you think. Make sure to subscribe to our channel. And we're going to be back later on with Gavs or wherever it's sitting around. The full Summer 2020 update will be released next Sunday. And I think we're going to look at solar with that. We'll look at the solar cycles and solar summers, I think, next week. So that's going to be quite an interesting watch. Right, this video will be placed on the summer updates page at GavsWeatherVids.com and also is now in the playlist on the YouTube channel, so you can watch this video on demand whenever you would like to do so. We're going to be back later on GavsWeatherVids Study Roundup, and they'll be live streaming from 6 o'clock. We'll show you some summer data this week coming from the Beijing Climate Centre. For the third Summer 2020 update, that's all for now, and thanks for watching.